Hi. So I'm gonna sing again. So my name is Riomi, and I'm not a pro when it comes to singing and playing music, but this is my best therapy, and this is the best way I can give God the worship, the praise, and the glory that He deserves. And this is what I usually do in private, and I kind of want to do this now because I've been listening to a song which is originally written by Hope Filipino Worship, and I've been I've been thinking about like sharing a part of my story because I have been stirred from within by the song so powerfully that even though I'm not really used to doing this and speaking in front of the screen, sharing a story, and even sharing a testimony is a little bit struggle to me. Though I have written long stories and testimonies before, but it always pertains about something that's happening within the life group, within the church, and all that. And I rarely spoke about some struggles that I've been in. Also, I'm not really into like sharing in social media and uh, like this in the screen. I'm most comfortably doing it with small group of people in the life group, and but the song really stirred me from within, and I really hope this will encourage many people and change many people's lives. So of course, most people who knew me from the life group and who have been sharing my life with probably knew the story. But if you don't, I hope this will encourage you. So I'm Wilmis. I surrendered my life to Jesus back in 2009, but fully grown and blossomed when I was in Singapore with my Hope Church family back in 2011 and started serving immediately. Then I started a leadership the year after, that's 2012. And then I got sick um, in 2013, which is not very shocking to me because back in the Philippines in 2009, the same year I surrendered my life to Jesus, I already found out that I have like small cyst in my breast. So when I got sick in 2013, it's not a shock anymore, but a scary experience. So yeah, so I started having infections, so my breast was pretty swollen back then. It looks not really good back then, and it was painful, and I can how to describe the experience. It's undescribable, I guess. So I was rushed in the emergency after a while. So because the antibiotics wasn't really um, helping, and my wound is not really responding, and I'm supposed to go for a mission trip that time. And yeah, so I went for my first surgery in November 2013, and it reoccurred July 2014, and I had another surgery, my second surgery, and then I had a third surgery in 2015. That's October 2015. So basically, I have a breast surgery for like every year. And then 2016, I went for a mission trip in Africa, and that's the only year that I did not went through the operating table and was like, oh, this must be the the solution to this. And I guess whenever I'm in the mission field, I'm pretty spared of that experience. So the whole 2016 I was spared, so I skipped the operating table. Then 2017, already preparing to go and leave Singapore since God is calling me to go to different place already, and pretty uh, difficult to me. It's a difficult decision because it's not that I want to leave Singapore. I don't want to leave Singapore. And but then God wants me to move to somewhere else where He will use me. So I went to Timor Leste. But before that, um, I got sick again. That's August 2017, and I had a quite a different journey this time. So we have a weekly devotion in the ministry house, and I was with Atiche and Fina, and we were in a dining room. I was playing the guitar, the usual. That was my eyes were shut and were shut, and it was closed eyes. So a verse in my vision, it's Daniel chapter 10 verse 1. So I was quite shocked to really see that, and I asked the Lord. I was pretty hesitant, like, why are you asking me to read this verse? I know this by heart. I know this verse. I don't really need to, you know, read it. So when Pastor Chrissy said last Sunday that sometimes God will ask us not like things that doesn't make sense to us at first, but then all we have to do is obey. So I don't want to read it because I know it by heart because it's the answer to my question before. So I prayed before. I was praying for someone, and I asked the Lord if I have to continue to pray for that person, and that's basically the answer of God. So in New King James Version, which is this is what I usually bring along with me. So it says in Daniel 10:1, in the third year of Cyrus, king of Persia, a message was revealed to Daniel, whose name was called Belteshazzar. The message was true, but the appointed time was long, and he understood the message and had understanding of the vision. So basically, what I took was the message was true, meaning is I have to continue to have faith and believe on that prayer. But the appointed time was long, so it's gonna take time for that to happen, something like that. And so I know that by heart that verse, and I will not forget it. So I was like pretty questioning God that why should I read that verse? So, but guess what? I put my guitar aside, um, stand up, and closer to the dining room is the living room where my other Bible is actually located. So this is my other Bible that I bought in Australia. So this is the Art Bible. So this is what I have, and this is NIV. It's a New International Version. So when I took it and read the Daniel 10:1, pretty shocked. So in NIV version, it says, in the third year of Cyrus, king of Persia, a revelation was given to Daniel, saying, who was called Belteshazzar, its message was true, saying, except the next line, which is what I took back then, right? So the next line was, its message was true and it concerned a great war. The understanding of the message came to him in a vision, saying, so the only difference in the two versions was the first one, it says that the appointed time was long, which is what I took last time. And then this time around, it says it concerned about a great war. The meaning of the both is the same. It's a conquering of the Babylon, but upon reading that, I'm pretty sure already what's the message of God. So I went back to my room, meditate upon it, question and ask God like, what's the great war that's about to come? And then right after I asked that, I felt a little bit ill, and I decided to sleep because the church is still like I have to be in church at 5:30 in the afternoon. So I slept, woke up around 4, prep up, upon prepping up. Yeah, then I felt like I have a lump in my breast again. So the usual place, so I always have a lump underneath my nipple and back reoccurred again. So I asked the Lord if I can escape the operating table, beg the Lord on my life. But nope. So I went for the fourth surgery, and in between that, a lot of things happened. I don't want to go through the surgery, but through the voice of Ate Ella, because I went for a 3 weeks fasting and prayer that time, because that's the next verse, the Daniel fasting verse 2. So I want to claim that I can, spiritually, miraculously be healed without going through operating table. So I want to claim that. But after checking the doctor's suggestion, it's weird because from my past surgery, I don't have a choice. I have to go through the operation because the antibiotic is not helping. My wound is not responding to the medicine, to the medication. So this time around, it's like what I said earlier, it's quite different. When I went to the doctor's office, the doctor said, "Hey, your wound is actually healing from the outside, and your body is actually responding to the antibiotics, and you don't necessarily need to go through the operating table, but it can heal from the outside, but we don't know what's going on from the inside. So I still recommend for you to go through surgery." So I told her because I can really feel from my body as well that it's actually healing. So I told her to give me a give me some time to think about it. So when I got out, Ate Ella was waiting outside. I consulted her. So guys, it's very very important to have people to speak in your lives. So you don't really need to own it everything, and you don't really know everything. And so I asked her like some questions, but I realized she's right. Like I have all the favors to go through the operating table because I'm supposed to be not in Singapore anymore, and I resigned last August, but my boss asked me to extend until end of October. And if I go through the operation, the surgery, the surgery will still be paid off the insurance of the company, so it's all gonna be paid off, and I'm not gonna spend anything. And seeing that, I think it's the grace of the Lord. What if it happened when I'm in the Philippines already? So my savings will be just go through the surgery, or if that happened while I'm in Timor already in the mission field. So I think God is already like helping me through. And then I just have one question, like I told Adela, what if I go through this and God supposed to heal me miraculously after 3 weeks since I'm doing the fasting and praying? Am I going before God? Isn't that not a really good idea? Then I remember Adela said, "Why? What do you think? Mm, do you think God can't heal you miraculously through the hands of the doctors?" So that's what she said, and was like, "Yeah, she's right." So went straight back to the doctor's office and said, "I'm going through the operation. Book me to the next closest date." And I did. And like what I said, it's completely a different story right now. So the 3 biopsy that I went last time, so it came back with a negative result. So I don't have cancer, it's benign, it's not malignant. Just that. So this fourth one, it's also negative. Praise the Lord. So I don't have cancer yet, and up to this day, I'm very, very thankful. That's why I'm sharing you this story, because I'm very thankful that I've listened to the voice of God. That I went through this surgery, because if not, I would really regret that. Because having that surgery, it's like a message from God. So it's a sweet message from the Lord, though it's not really good news. So the surgery came back. I'm negative, but I already have a typical ductal hyperplasia. So that condition is like a one step closer to having cancer. So I googled it after going out from the doctor's office, and yeah, the doctor is right. But you know, a great, great healer up there always has the last say. And so, what's the condition? So this atypical ductal hyperplasia is an irregular development of cells within the ducts of the breast. And then the doctor said you're high risk of having cancer few years down the road. And she said, um, yeah, you're on high risk. You need a marker. And I asked her, what do you mean by high risk? So she said, like, if I put, if I will put it in a layman's term, if there's 100 of people and there will be like 10 people who will have cancer, like sure cancer patient, you will be you're on the 14th in the list. And I was like, oh, there's just three people in front of me. And then I asked her what can be done to, for it not to happen in the future. And she said, resonating, nothing. Nothing can be done. That's just how your tissue works. And so I went out from the doctor's office with tears flowing my face. Had a few moments of silence, and then thank God. Sabi ko nga, pag sinishare ko to sa life ko, hindi lahat ng tao nabibigyan ng chance na magkaroon ng warning. And I took it as a warning. I took it as a sweet message from God. Kasi some people, na nalaman nila na may sakit sila, stage 3 na, stage 4, stage 2. Pero I got the chance to have a warning galing sa Diyos, galing kay God. Sabi ko nga, bless ko naman. Diba? Nagkaroon pa ako ng chance. Kasi sabi ko nga, and after that, I did some research studies. Sabi ko, yung ganito naman palang mga cases. It's a hormonal base. So, and mostly yung mga nakaka-apekto sa hormones, sa mga ganitong case, yung tulog, yung kain, yung lifestyle. So, basically, I changed my lifestyle, di ba? Para I took that seriously. It's just a warning, and things can turn out differently in the future. Kasi nga, the last say ay kay God pa din. But then, that's spiritual. We have to act in the physical world. And that's me acting. So I decided not to sleep so late anymore. Change the way I eat. And change the way to be stressed out in a day. Finally, understood why God took me out from Singapore, because he knew definitely how stressed I am because of, I guess, the lifestyle there is a late evening life, and the amount of stress I get from work. And God is saving me from that stress. God loves me so much. And he speaks, he speaks. He, he spoke so clearly to me in that situation. Pero bago pa lang ako mag-go through ng operation, God warned me already that I'm gonna go through this great war. Diba how sweet ba yun? Pero how sweet yung Lord na bago pa ako dumating sa ganito, parang niready niya na kagad yung puso ko, yung isip ko, everything. And He done everything para mapapayag ako na magpo-opera ulit, to go through surgery again. And that's because I have to hear that news. Kasi kung hindi ko siya alam, papaliwalain ko yung buhay. No? I could have continued my life living like sleeping late, eating unhealthy food. Kaya napaka-thankful ko sa nangyari. God speaks, not just to me, but to you. Every time we go through bad things and tough times in life, when bad things happen, God speaks. May wiring siya lagi. He always warns us. It's just that sometimes we don't hear the voice of God because we're too busy, or our mind is so cluttered with so many things. But He does speaks. God really speaks. And I'm so thankful na narinig ko siya ng mga panahon na yun kasi it helped me through. When I heard that news, I told myself, whatever happens in the future, whether I may not have cancer in the future, I don't know how many years I have left. It can be like many years or shorter. It doesn't matter anymore. What matters now is I want every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, and every year of my life counts. I want every bit of my life to be full of worth, value, and purpose. Because that is life. If we go on with life without purpose, binabaliwala yung bawat araw na dumadaan. Sayang yung buhay. So that's me choosing a life na hindi man mayaman sa mundong to. Kasi what will I get stressing out to be rich in this world, wherein that stress can kill me faster? All I want to do is make this life count. So kung nababasa, naririnig ko ngayon, make your life count. Every bit of it. Because Jesus died for that in that cross. Ang mahal ng buhay mo. Grabe yung bigat ng value niya. Buhay ni Lord yan. So sayang. Diba? So whatever happens in the future, nobody knows how many years that we have. Life is like a ticking time bomb. Time bomb. My deadline, the dead end. So, live a purposeful life. Give your life some value. Mahalaga ka. Mahalaga ni Lord. So, put your trust in the Lord. You wouldn't know what will happen